Best thing to happen to me this year. Honestly, I'd say it's. I don't know. I don't think anything good has happened that great this year. We've been trying to, in our group chat, we've been trying to turn this year into a dub. So every time anyone does anything good, we literally are there like, oh, okay, this person's got this dub. We need to get more of these dubs to counter the L that is this year. Because so many bad things have happened. For example, this isn't a bad thing. This is one of the dubs that we turned around was Calix completing the run challenge that JJ set him of 5K in like under 22 minutes or something. Calix's shoes, Vic's Warzone wins, stuff like that. I'm explaining how we're trying to... Randolph just walked back in. You left me for a pee last time. You got a phone call this time.
He was literally asking for my postcode. I was like, I have to leave. I can't just...
So the question I asked myself, I interviewed myself.
Oh, nice.
So I've moved to this last topic already.
Yeah.
We were going to talk about. What's the best thing that's happened to you this year? I was literally like, nothing great has happened to me this year. I know it's been
grinding. Yeah.
Like, I don't want to say that it's been bad. I just don't think anything's been a standout.
For you personally, the world's been bad.
Yeah, no, I'm saying as in... So I was saying how our group chat, we were... Every time an L happens, we were always, we need to get dubs to turn the year around. For example, Vic winning Warzone Wednesday 3 or 4 times in a row.
3, unreal.
Calix's shoes, his run that he did. Ethan... what does Ethan want?
Can we even actually say that?
What?
Ethan's got his...
I'm not saying that.
No, okay, yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
What are you talking about?
I was saying like Ethan's, like, you know, for example, just... I don't know, just all stuff he's done.
Yeah.
He's got a few. His channel bouncing back is a huge...
Yeah, for sure.
You know, everyone's got a few dubs. I'm like, I actually know of a big dub that I would say.
Bro, I'm just trying to be happy, right? And like, that's my main goal.
I mean, I am happier this year, which is weird considering how bad this year is
going, yeah.
But I genuinely put part of it down to streaming.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy streaming a lot.
That is a big thing, but it's just been like, it's not like one single thing. Obviously, JJ's like album, music.
Yeah, JJ's album, and every time he's got charts and stuff like that.
I need to put music out, man, because that's where my like dubs can come from.
Yeah.
Instead, I'm just in my little hole collecting Pokemon cards. But I would count that as a win for myself because I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I've had like
opening my store. Then
it's like a long dub.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, the charity football matches scoring goals. That's the dubs. And even though I didn't win anything, JJ winning the boxing match was a dub for me.
Oh yeah,
that
is one of my best achievements in life.
That's what I mean. So
even me.
That's my dub. So realistically, what's the best thing that's happened to me this year? I don't even know. Just I guess finding how much I love streaming.
Yeah.
That's probably it.
See, I love streaming, but I feel guilty when I'm doing it that I'm neglecting my other stuff. I can't seem to.
Yeah, I guess mine is because I make sure everything else is done before I do that.
Yeah.
I think I've got my system. I think this is the first year where I've really got my system set up.
Yeah.
In terms of, I know I can post every day on my second channel. I can stream a lot of hours.
Yeah.
Which turns into clips. The podcast channel is like sorted in terms of we are managing to post every single week. Sidemen Sundays, we're posting every single week. It's all...
You know what I was trying to figure out today? How many videos do you post a day now?
I'd have to go a week because...
No, a day.
I can't though. I can't weigh that out because Sidemen Sunday I post that day, whereas more Sidemen I post on a Saturday.
But you post gaming channel, second channel every day.
So I post second channel every day.
You're doing 2, you said on the clips now.
Clips, some days we do 2. We'll say one. We'll say one for average.
Yeah.
Say one for average.
This is Laura Text.
So that's that. Main channel. So that's, I've got to work it out per week.
Yeah, okay, go on.
So 7 second channel.
Yeah.
I'd say 10 clips.
Yeah.
I'll say 10 clips for these. Podcast we post 1 a day.
Yeah.
So that's 24.
Jeez.
Let me work this out on a calculator.
I think I've got a decent number now, you know, as well.
That's second channel clips, podcast. Main channel I'll say 1 a week. Sometimes I do 2, but I'll say 1.
Yeah.
Plus 1 Sidemen a week.
Jeez.
Plus 3. We'll go 3 Sidemen. More Sidemen.
More Sidemen, yeah.
Do I do any others? I think that's
you can't really count main channel.
I've done 1 a week.
Oh, okay, nice.
Because I do, I do 1 a week.
Yeah.
That's 1. That's main channel, second channel, podcast clips, Sidemen, more Sidemen.
Mm-hmm.
That's everything. That's 29.
29.
So 29, 20, 29 divided by 7. I do about 4 videos a day.
4 a day.
Obviously, that's not actually 4 a day.
It's not you sat there either. Like,
no. Like
creating...
clips, for example, as well, it's
automatic.
the stream.
Yeah.
But I'm doing like 80 hours as well, streaming as well, a month.
So mine's just podcast.
So that's 7.
Yeah. Pokemon every day.
7.
And then my gaming channel now.
Is how many?
7.
Okay. So you're on 21.
Not bad.
So 21 is 3. So you're doing 3 a day.
Jeez.
That's sick.
Yeah. I just gotta build them more. I just gotta bang more views, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Like I said this on Jack Mack's podcast because I was like, I know a lot of people like to give you stick, but I was like, YouTube wise, you're like the best out there, really.
Gas. Who gives me stick?
People are always like, well, he gives you stick.
Yeah, I know. Does,
So that's why I said it, because he's like on his tier list. People are like, oh, minimum to put it like in a certain tier, but really, in reality, you're at the top.
Yeah, I think it's too easy to just see. You see what you want to see.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying that as like, oh, I should be rated higher.
No.
But for example,
you should be. I'm not
like
saying
Vic, for example, a few months ago, there was a time when he was posting a video a week.
He had a streak of like 7 years, right?
So that period is what everyone remembers.
Yeah.
And this is no disrespect to Vic, because Vic is a grinder.
Yeah,
it's
he's
because
very
he's also
smart
been
as
streaming.
well.
But there was a period for about 3 months where he posted a video a week.
Yeah.
It was just before Warzone.
Yeah.
And that period, if you asked everyone, you'd go like, oh, who's the hardest working YouTuber you know?
Yeah.
They would all say Vic still in that period.
Mm-hmm.
And Vic himself would say, oh, I don't do anything right now.
Yeah.
As soon as Warzone came out again,
Yeah.
my guy's streaming 12 hours a day, posting videos every single day, etc.
Yeah.
But that period, you don't look at current times, you look at one thing and you don't look at every channel.
Yeah. See, I would say you and Josh are very similar in like the way you run your...
Well, me, Vic, and Josh are the 3 that have, since the Sidemen have started, have
always been posting.
always consistently posted the whole time. Like
and
Ethan has, but he has taken a couple breaks.
Yeah, which is not, that's for his happiness, right?
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I don't see it as a weakness or a bad
No,
thing.
yeah.
Because it allows him to create content when he comes back.
Yeah,
if he might have burnt out and
yeah,
could have gone worse.
I think when people look at what you do, for example, it's very easy to forget that you post like so much because, for example, because you always do it. You've always posted a second channel video.
Yeah,
it's like, all right, so that's just
when
what
we
he
were in the
does.
first house, me and Josh, and Vic posted 3 videos a day, and that was back then unheard of.
Yeah,
because we edited every single thing ourselves, and had to record it and upload it. Everything was, yeah.
It's I still think Vic breaking his streak is probably for him like the best thing that ever happened to him.
That's what I mean.
Because he was like, same thing with my Pokemon stuff as well. You get to a point where you're just making videos for the sake of not missing a day.
Yeah.
And at that point, that's just wrong then.
Because there was one time when you could see he was starting to fall in terms of posting every day, and he would post at 7 a.m. the next morning, and I'm kind of there like, Vic, haven't you just missed a day? And he's like, no, it's as long as I do it before I sleep.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, you've now changed that from a day to when you sleep
to American time zone or something.
Yeah, and then the next day not the next day, the next one, he fell asleep and then he woke up and it was midday or something. And he said, oh no, but it's American time. And I was like, okay, now you're really like trying to hold on. And admittedly, I would try and hold on to that.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
But then he missed a day and was kind of there like, okay, you know what, the streak's over.
Yeah.
And I honestly think I've seen a change in Vic in terms of, he was always happy, but it's a different happiness now.
Yeah.
He was happy with work. Now he's happy in life.
That's always the most
and that's what it is. As cheesy as that is, before it was like, okay, my work is sorted. I can do this. And now it's like he's still doing his work, but he's experiencing everything else.
Yeah. Nah,
he does just seem a lot happier in general.
Yeah. Vic seems like he's very happy these days.
Yeah. And this isn't meant as shots as anyone who's not posting.
Oh no, I'm just saying
anything like that.
It's like for me, so I've known you and JJ. Well, out of all of YouTube, you and JJ were the only people I really knew. Yeah. This is back when I first started like
Sweaty Goals.
But that's even
before that.
Before that, yeah. And then also like when I was not posting much, I was just like posting songs now and then. I always I'm glad that I learned when I was getting into YouTube, learning from you and JJ. It's like a really good people to learn from because you got your work ethic. I'm not saying JJ doesn't work hard, but JJ's got his
JJ's always had a
arrogance.
work. Yeah,
in like how he acts in videos. So I'm really a very like shy. I'm a very shy guy.
Yeah.
But then when it was like the diss track stuff, I was like really like putting myself out there to be like a YouTube person. So I'm glad I've learned from the best. Put it that way.
But JJ always puts work into other things.
Yeah.
Like he'll literally neglect YouTube completely,
Mhm.
but he'll be working on an album.
Yeah.
And it's,
Oxen, yeah.
but again, people won't see that. Like I know there's the whole Jake Paul thing where he's like, oh, JJ's never put in the hours that I've put into the studio.
No.
And it's like, it's just because he doesn't talk about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
He'll just disappear for 4 days and then go studio for that whole time.
Yeah.
And then he'll come back and he'll post a second channel video and not mention it.
Yeah.
And everyone will be like, oh, where were you? That's it.
Literally.
But that's the one thing I always found really weird when I was starting YouTube was I learned from JJ as well.
Mm.
And then obviously Josh and Vic. So my work ethic was straight away kind of, that same.
Yeah.
You got to post loads of videos. But the people we always not looked up to because I didn't make content like that, but
yeah.
the people who were getting loads and loads of success were the vloggers.
Yeah.
And they were posting once a week.
Yeah.
And I always thought to myself, I'm watching the content, and I watched all of them. I really enjoyed them.
Yeah.
But I always thought to myself, you're posting Chubby Bunny Challenge on a Sunday. That's it.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Yeah,
Like,
what are you
the
doing
rest of your
outside
week?
that? Yeah, I get it, yeah.
And they were, as I said, they were getting the most success. And then it slowly turned, and I think one a week became too little unless you're posting
Yeah.
that like the maddest content kind of thing.
Yes, that's like Sidemen Sunday is doable because you all post almost daily. And you all have content.
And the videos themselves, some of them, obviously, Simon Jeopardy, realistically, is 7 of us in a call. But like the holidays, that isn't content that you could post daily.
Yeah.
Physically.
Yeah.
It takes 4 days to record.
Yeah. But for example, it's like the reason you can do those style videos is because
everyone keeps it alive through their own.
Yeah.
It is 7 entities combined into one.
Yeah.
So everyone, even when Ethan, for example, isn't posting, he's working on Instagram and his following is still there growing because he's then going, he'll go to the gym and then he'll grow that audience.
Yeah.
Whereas like, I feel like me, Josh and Vic have always stayed. Josh has obviously, I was going to say Hill Vision. Josh has ZRK, but we've always just tried to grow our YouTube audience.
Yeah.
And then Ethan will grow this other audience. But like the weight loss, for example, got him a huge audience.
Yeah. And it helps all of you.
And it helps all of us. Everything any of us do helps everyone.
Yeah. And like, don't get me wrong, you definitely will have an audience that only know you for the Sidemen.
Yeah, for sure.
But the reason you can get those people in that like mainstream and that size is because the hardcore fans all know you. And when they watch a Simon video, they know, oh, this is Simon, this is Josh, as characters. Whereas, like, say, Dude Perfect, right? They have maybe had it the other way around, where like people knew them through Dude Perfect, and then they're like, oh, let's find out more about these.
Yeah.
Because most people who watch you, at least at the start, know who you are. Like they already warmed to you. It's like this is how they act together. This is how they act on their own. So it's kind of
for sure. I think it's definitely better to have. It's definitely better to get the entities together into a group once they're already established.
Yeah.
Because then it's just, even though it's a tricky one though, because then it is always a struggle of if your group channel doesn't do as many views as one of your members.
Oh yeah.
For example, we're lucky that the Sidemen does more views than JJ.
Yeah.
Because I wonder if it didn't, say our Sidemen videos did 3 mil right now. Right now they're doing 5 to 6 or 7.
Yeah.
If they did 3 mil, would JJ have as much of an interest?
He would, because he's a nice guy, and you're all friends. But
he would have an interest of, like, it's his mates and it's fun.
Right.
But would he have as much of an interest of right now? Like JJ is one of the people that pushes when he likes something, he'll literally go, "No, we're doing this." Like, he'll just organize it, and everyone will get angry because he's just done it without our consent. But it wouldn't have happened if he didn't.
Yeah, I think JJ's involvement in the Sidemen is more than ever now, isn't it? I remember times where he kind of like would be very like not against it, but he wasn't in the YouTube mindset. So he was doing other stuff that's not YouTube. So when he's like, "Oh, I gotta go film now," it's like he wasn't filming on his own anyway. So that's like what we said earlier. Now he's filming every day. He's like in the mode of, I'll film. I'll get.
Yeah, like he's doing some stuff this week.
Yeah,
but he literally said, "I can't do Wednesday. I have to free up one day because I've I got to do Sidemen filming.
Yeah, whereas
He
maybe
literally freed
before,
up that day.
yeah.
Whereas before he might have gone, guys, like I can't do this
Yeah.
day. We'll have to do an easier one at night.
Yeah. So now he does bits, but then again, you can see a lot of other people who maybe wouldn't be as like appreciative of their friends and stuff, but could easily be like, I'm too big for this.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But that's where I wonder, not consciously, if we were doing less views than him, would he subconsciously put less effort in?
Maybe.
Because it doesn't mean as much.
You would say yes. I'd say probably.
It's not a shot at JJ at all.
Oh no. It's just
because
like,
it's just a thing of Sidemen takes up a lot of time. More Sidemen.
yeah.
Like it does take up a lot of time. And if you're, JJ right now is killing it in every aspect.
Yeah.
So if this channel isn't up to scratch with his, then it's I wouldn't want him to focus on it because then we're holding him back.
Yeah, I think also because you guys are doing such big things and good ideas, he's happy to be involved with it. If the ideas weren't as good or weren't as, he maybe then not be interested. Because I think because you guys are now at a point where you're all happy with what you're making, it's easier for you all to get excited by it, and it's not like a chore.
For sure.
Yeah, because it's banging.